Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we are looking at Matchbox collectors, one of the most impossible to find lines, it seems like, these days. Very, very difficult to find these, but they are slowly showing up here and there. This is mix number 4. This is the U-Case for 2023. This will bring us up to 20 models of the 22 for this year released. So we'll kind of go through these backwards number. We will start with number 21. This is the 1988 Chevy Monte Carlo LS. This one is kind of decoed up a little bit, lowrider kind of style. Same packaging that we've seen this whole year thus far. There's some deets. Should you need the deets, there is the deets. So we'll get this cracked right open. Get this guy pulled out. This particular Monte Carlo does have moving parts, so not all of them do, but nice to get moving parts in the mix. There is the box. Cool retro style there. Always taking a look at the blueprints. That one actually looks really, really good. Looks like they got all the dimensions and everything. Very good with that one. I do like it a lot. It's a pretty cool looking one. They still do say 2022 here in the corner, even though, of course, it is 2023. Never going to understand why they left the 2022 on there. There is our Monte Carlo. Super high quality inkjet printing. Really like that. All that pinstriping looks fantastic. Really, really good on the top. A dark blue, dark gloss blue for the base color. Various shades of blue with some white and stuff like that in there for all the pinstriping. Light blue for the interior. Does have the Matchbox original wheel on there, which is in chrome. Actually looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good on this model. Full deets in the back, of course. It does say Monte Carlo on the plates. The taillight prints are not as crisp as the prints on the top, but they don't look too bad. Full decals on the front as well. Headlights look pretty good. Grille looks pretty good as well. A lot of detail in that grille. It's a pretty nice one as well. A little bit of details for the fog lights as well. Chrome base on this one. Full on chrome. S28 is the day code on these guys. Does have opening doors, as I mentioned. An okay amount of detail on the inside of the door panels. It's always difficult to try to show that, but there is quite a bit of detail on the inside of the door panels, I guess. It looks pretty good, pretty accurate. The interior is not very good. The interiors are always lacking on Matchbox for sure, but the models look pretty good. So there's our Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo is only one per case, by the way. Another one that's only one per case is this one. This is number 20. This is the Volkswagen T2 Bus. We have not seen this particular casting in a little bit, so pretty happy that this one is back. That is a Micro Heralda deco on there as well. So if you are a Adlar 58 collector, then this is definitely one you want to add to your mix. Looks really, really good. There is the box. Of course, we love the box. Of course, they all have 70th anniversary because it still is 70th anniversary. Blue point looks fantastic. Looks really, really good. It's pretty much perfect. Pretty much perfect. So pretty cool. Again, just the 2022 number on there. This Volkswagen does don a brand spanking new Rail Rider. So that is a little bit of a cross between a Volkswagen and Mercedes style of steely with kind of just some chrome on the center for a cap. They used the same wheel for the convention model this year for the Chevy C10. So pretty happy to see that one come back or finally debut in just a regular release. You can see it's actually a pretty nice wheel. I think it'll look pretty good in other colors as well. But this is the way it was with the convention too, is white with just the steely. The tires for this brand new Rail Rider are relatively basically slicks. There's not really any tread on it. A little bit of tread on the side just for the side profile look, but they are smooth. Base deets on this one look good as well. White base on this guy. 1/59 scale. It says 1970. Full prints on the front. Volkswagen symbol and stuff looking very, very good. I really like this goldish brown color for the base plate detail on there. I'm sure there is a deciphering for that. Oh, there we go. 70 years it says. 70 years. Very, very interesting. I like it. Looks cool. 70 years for sure. This particular model has a white painted roof. This is super high quality inkjet printing for the white, which looks fantastic. This is a separate added-on piece that is plastic. Does not open up or anything like that, but this is one of the reasons why we don't see this model show up really in the main line, because it is an extra piece. Makes it a little bit more expensive. Unfortunately, it doesn't open, doesn't do anything like that, but that one is a very, very good model. Very good model. All right, brand spanking new casting. A lot of people have been having some hype for this. Particularly here at Level M, we're just gonna go with the flow. This is the Lexus LFA 2012. Again, brand spanking new casting. This also has another brand spanking new rail rider on it. So 2 new rail riders now in this particular mix. Matchbox team has been talking about their new rail riders for a while. That is the most off-road looking LFA you will ever see. Ridiculous tread on those tires. Not a good look. Definitely not a good look. This is number 19. There is the blueprint. The blueprint doesn't look too bad, but of course, you know, the wheels and the tires just too beefy on the tread. Just a little bit too much, but looks pretty cool. So we'll set that to the side. Of course, this is our LFA. This is a pretty big model. It's relatively wide. Pretty wide, actually. This guy does have opening doors. We'll take a look at that in a second. This is Matchbox's standard 5-spoke in Rail Rider style. So you see that is a Rail Rider tire that uses the exact same style of tire that the Volkswagen had. So they're the exact same rubber tire between the two of them. This guy does have a metal base. So this is something that I believe the Matchbox team touched base on a little bit, trying to get this more integrated in the premium stuff. Metal bases and stuff like that. A little bit more car culture-like, which I think is extremely important. Taking a look at the base here. This one, S32 for the day code on this one. MB1409, that is your brand new man number. Full prints on the back does say LFA on the plate area. And then Lexus underneath it says LFA. Looks like a little bit of a scuff on my particular one. It is what it is. Prints look pretty good, though. Pretty good quality prints on there. Of course, your triple exhaust, a staple of the LFA. The hunch here, another staple of the LFA. Doesn't look all that great. This model looks a little fat, a little bit overweight, in my opinion. The prints on this one are not great. The headlights are definitely not centered, which is unfortunate. But if they were centered, it would probably look okay. Probably look okay. And then just your vents and stuff done up. As far as the opening doors, the doors are relatively large. A little bit of detail on the inside of the door panel. Looks pretty good. There's actually the door handle right there on the top to open the door from the inside. The interior is a joke. I really feel like the interiors are more of an afterthought with Matchbox. They just kind of put whatever in there. I really feel like they don't put very much time into it. If you guys have seen me open up a Majorette, Majorettes look very, very good. But these doors, they do open very, very wide, very, very big. I mean, all opening doors are going to have quite a bit of a gap. This one might have a little bit more of a gap than usual. The white pearl is a pretty good color as well. That color looks good. As far as the wheels go, the wheels look terrible on this model. They really do. They're too small, and the tread is just a little bit too much, for something like an LFA. But I do like the fact that it's got a metal base. And the casting itself is okay. I mean, it's Matchbox. It's not going to be perfect, but it's okay. It's okay. Definitely not going to be the best of the bunch, I don't think, in my opinion. All right, moving on to our next one, number 18. This is another brand spanking new casting to this mix with another brand spanking new rail rider. This is the 1969 Triumph TR6. This does have a moving part, so very, very cool about that. So both of these new castings do have new moving parts in them, so that means we are definitely going to see them in moving parts at some point in time. There is your box art. Of course, it comes in British Racing Green because of course it does. Of course it does. This one looks pretty good. There is your blueprints. I really, really like that. That definitely looks very factory, very, very brochure-esque to it. Really like the look of that. The tires and stuff are actually very spot on, I believe. Very, very nice. There is our Triumph. It is a right-hand drive model. There is details down in the base for like the pedals and stuff. So it's not going to have a left-hand drive version. So there's not going to be interior variations on this. That LFA, by the way, was 2 per case. This Triumph is also 2 per case. So very, very exciting about that. As I mentioned, a brand spanking new Rail Rider. So you see the rubber does come off. That is a Steely, which looks really, really good. So that is a different style of wheel than the Volkswagen. So just letting you know, 2 different style of wheels. This one is a Steely. That's a brand new design. So they look similar, but they are definitely not the same wheel. So this one looks pretty good though. Full prints on the front. Does say TR6 in the grille. Prints look fantastic, of course. Prints in the back are especially nice. You do have your UK flag there on the side. There is some plate detail. Let's see if we can get a little bit better look at that. I don't know if we can see, ooh, maybe too much. Ooh, back it off a little bit. So, says maybe Bliss 93 or Blissed. I'm not really sure what that is, but definitely comment down. It does say Triumph TR6 down below and then Matchbox at the top. So, very generic plate, which is based on the US plate. So this one, like I said, has opening part. This one has an opening hood. It is a rear hinged hood. This is a relatively rare feature for Matchbox. Very interesting here because that engine in there is actually die-cast. That is a die-cast metal engine that is not a plastic or anything like that. It's not decoed up or printed or anything like that. It is die-cast. It is actually the rivets. So that actually goes through and holds the front end because this front bumper is a separate piece. So that front bumper and the rear bumper are separate pieces. Whether those two are linked inside the model, I'm not sure. But very, very, very interesting to see quite the amount of detail for this from Matchbox. That definitely means this is a way more pieces than it should be for assembly. So maybe this one might not come to moving parts. I'm not sure, but the opening hood looks fantastic. Works fantastic. Taking a look at the base deets. It is a plastic base on this one, so this one does not get a metal base, but it probably has to do with all the extra details it has in it. There is the details there. S31 is the day code. 1405 is your man number for that brand spanking new casting, and it is pretty small, so very, very good on that one. All right, last one in this particular mix, 2016 Chevy Camaro. This is number 14. It is in Edelbrock Deco. This does don the exact same style of wheel that the Monte Carlo had, which I guess is maybe fitting. Maybe all the GM stuff gets that wheel in this particular mix, I suppose. There is the box deets. Looks not that great. Kind of looks like a kid's drawing. I mean, it's detailed, but not all that great. Looks a lot better for the blueprint, though. Definitely looks like it sits too high. There's just part of the marketing team. That's just kind of how they're doing it, which is fine. There is our Chevy Camaro. This is the coupe. This is the moving parts version. Does have opening hood. Does say Edelbrock on the side. Research and Testing Center. There's a little bit of print on the fender there. See if I get that to focus a little bit. Looks like maybe a supercharger field test car or something like that. Looks like that might be what it says. Matchbox on the back. Edelbrock again. The wheel just in a kind of a light gray. Unfortunately, it has the off-road style of wheel on it. Looks absolutely terrible. There's your base deets, by the way, since we're checking it out. Not a brand new casting, though. There is the full prints on the front. Looks pretty good. Chevy symbol in there. So the details on that are kind of good. The white stripe goes along the front bumper, which is an interesting detail. The lines don't match up all that well. See, this one goes off the fender on this side. So I guess maybe it's designed that way. Kind of an interesting design. The ridiculously large fuel cap on this side. And then does have full prints on the back. The taillight prints look good. Chevy symbol looks good. Of course, Edelbrock on the plate. Not too shabby on that one. So pop the hood open. Hopefully. See if we can get the hood to cooperate. So very very much pain in the butt. This one is extremely stiff. Oop. So you can see on this one, there's a little bit of paint overlap right there on the side of the hood. It's kind of chipped off a little bit. This is an interesting design. You see the hood basically opens into the bottom of the windshield, which is weird. But it makes for a little bit smoother hinge design. So opens relatively big too. There is your print under the hood. Of course, full prints under there. That is part of the casting, so it is nice and metal in there. So that is pretty cool. Of course, it says Camaro on each valve cover, which is pretty nice. Pretty cool details in there. Fully printed up all the way around. Fender flares and everything like that. You see the hood popped up on this side. Look at that. Ooh. Snap. It's good enough. Probably never open that hood again anyway, so we're probably good. So there you go. That is mix numero 4 for 2023. We do have one more mix coming down the pipeline. That will probably include 2024 models and then the last 2023 models. There are only 2 more models to come out for this year to complete the series. Batch number 1 had 5 models. Batch number 2 had 7. Batch number 3 only had 3 models. And then now we have 5. That makes 20. So we got 2 more to go to finish out the year. So I think that we will be good to go. Don't have to worry about anything being canceled. So let me know what you think about that mix. Let me know if you want to pick that up. It is showing up at some stores. I did buy a case because it's just easier that way, waiting for it to come up. 2 per case, 2 per case, 2 per case, 1 and 1 per case makes your U case. We're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate every one of you for watching. Level 'em Diecast. Peace.